All right, we're live.
Hello.
And they can hear us. Hell yeah, let's go.
Nice. Yeah. Finally, the first time.
For the first time ever,
Figured
we
out
can
how
be
to
heard.
stream
Yeah, we did it.
after, oh God, what, 16 years? We figured it
Yeah,
out. We know how
yeah,
to do a podcast. The warm up's over.
yeah.
Now's when the real podcasting begins.
What they don't tell you is that you relearn how to stream every week because there's always a new issue.
True. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't know about you, but over here, I should say down here,
Yeah,
every single game came out like today or this week.
yeah. The 5th this week for sure.
Like this week, like everything. There's no more. This is it. This is all the games I have.
Yeah.
I have like 7 games that I'm wanting to, or I am playing right now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, what are the big ones that came out today? Marathon was the one that kind of took all of the headlines for literally today. What else
Well,
was
today
it?
alone was Marathon and Pokopia, Pokemon Pokopia.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yep.
also for me, Planet of Lana 2 dropped today
Yep.
as well. And
That's right.
might be the biggest one, Slay the Spire 2.
In early access, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's today alone.
Yeah. This week has been rough for releases.
Our wallet. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to talking a bit earlier, but there was stuff earlier in the week, and we'll talk about those for sure. But Scott Pilgrim, Minishoot Adventures got a console release. Like, there's a lot. Oh my God, there's such a lot.
Yeah. There's a shit ton, and yeah. I mean, we've been playing a bunch of that stuff, so we'll get to that in a little here. I was gonna ask you about a show, but I can't remember what the hell one it is. Okay. Oh, are you excited about The Boys coming back? Are you a Boys fan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've watched all the Boys stuff. I've watched both seasons of
Gen V.
I think it was V. Gen V. Yeah, watched both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably watch the spin-off they're working on as well. The prequel one.
I just brought it up because I forgot that thing is like next month until I saw like the trailer.
well, this month,
yeah,
similar vein, different show is Invincible's back.
You know what? I didn't even know about that.
That's
I've
this
been
month.
so out. That's insane.
Yep. That's in the second half of this month that comes back.
That's insane.
So that's great. While we're talking about shows, I'll give a shout out to Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't really care about like Game of Thrones and stuff, but I am very excited because my girlfriend loves that shit, so she's gonna be watching that.
So I'm not a Game of Thrones person. I watched the first season and then completely fell behind. I haven't watched any House of the Dragon, so I have very little Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But people were saying good things about this one, and they were like totally separate. So I was like, sure, why don't I just dive in? Okay. I binged the first 4 episodes in one day, and then watched the other 2 as they came out. That's a great show, and it's only like 6 episodes. Like, highly recommend that show.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll check that one out then. I didn't know how much it tied in.
Not at all. I mean, there are like, oh, this person's last name is important, but it does not matter. It takes place on like one weekend at this like little tournament. It's such a kind of like personal story, and that's kind of what I really like about it. It's there's no magic, there's no dragons. It's just like there's this one stupid dude, and he's just trying to like get by. And
same, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What else am I watching? Shrinking, new season of Shrinking's going. That's still fantastic.
Okay. Yep.
So
nice.
I say this to tons of people. Ted Lasso tricked you into watching 3 seasons. Shrinking is Ted Lasso if it was good. But unfortunately, it's way less popular because people just don't know about it. But if you liked season 1 of Ted Lasso and you wished it kept that up, you should be watching Shrinking. That's the show.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I love Ted Lasso season 1, and that gloss definitely started tarnishing every season a little more.
You should watch Shrinking. You would love Shrinking.
Yeah. In April for me, that's when I'll watch The Pit as well, because I want to wait for all of it to be out.
It's probably like my favorite show at the moment going right now.
It's been hard to hold. Like, I've been considering, like, maybe I should just watch it. I know myself. I'll get mad at myself when, like, I have to wait for the next one, so I'll wait.
Yeah, I mean, I like having like my kind of like weekly dip-ins. It's like, oh, what day is it? Okay, cool. There's a new one of this one, blah blah blah. So I like the
Yeah.
drip feed of it. But the pit is, it's almost like man, what did I do to deserve 16 episodes of this? Like that's unheard of. No one does that anymore. Yeah, so
yeah, no, it's great. Oh, and I was gonna ask you if you watch more Scrubs and how you're feeling.
I've watched the first two.
Okay.
I don't know that when they come out. Maybe there's another episode today. I am pretty just kind of neutral on it. I will keep watching it until something happens. But at the moment, like it's not a complete waste of time. So it is weird because they do, it feels like an old show when they do their little like, well, what's JD thinking about? And then like a wacky kind of little 30-second side story, and it's like, oh yeah, this is like 2000s. Okay. So
gotcha.
it definitely kind of feels like old Scrubs, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, did you ever end up seeing, because I rewatched it this week, Predator Badland?
No, still haven't watched it.
Oh, that movie's so good. That movie's so much fun.
Yeah. I'll watch it
It's eventually. On streaming now. Like I think it's on Disney.
It is, yeah. I don't know. That trailer really I didn't think that trailer looked good at all for it. So it put me off a little bit.
That movie's so much fun.
Yeah, it's probably fun. That I could see.
Yep.
Yeah. Haven't been really watching any movies recently. Too many games.
This weekend I'm going to watch Hoppers and The Bride.
The Bride I've been kind of interested in. That looks weird. So should be good, I hope.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's good too. The reviews for Hoppers are crazy. Like the highest rated Pixar movie in like a decade.
Wow.
So
I didn't know that.
Very excited about that. It's at like 97% on Rotten Tomatoes at the moment.
So. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And I also, I have this is very specific to me, but because I go to the movie theater, usually like opening weekend for each movie. But I go to the movie theater that is closest to Pixar. There's a lot of like Pixar families in the crowd. So when the credits are going, you get like little cheers
when
from
the different
like,
names come
people.
up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cute. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
But yes, we talked about it. Lots of games are coming out, so we should talk about them. Let's get to it. Top-down perspective for March 5th. Claire's not here. She's looking after her cat who got in a fight.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I'm not still Sean Booker.
It might mean that I'm not Paul Fleck, but I'm not sure.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Just before we get into what we've been playing, quick announcement. We got an Instagram account. I've started posting the video game crime segments on our YouTube page. I might as well throw them over there as well. So, do your boy a solid. Give it a follow. Top Down Perspective podcast. You should be, if you're listening to this, you should be able to spell all those words because I spelt them correctly. So give that a follow.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. Smash that ring. That bell.
The bell.
Whatever you got to do. Get it done.
I love it. Instagram's my favorite social media, so I'm very excited that it's on there.
Okay. I think my favorite is Blue Sky.
Blue Sky's okay.
I like that it's like not meta. That's a big selling.
That's fair. I like the algorithm I have for Reels. It's just a bunch of weird like Magic the Gathering, Spanish memes, and video game crap, and it's pretty good.
Okay. All right.
Good shit.
Well, let's talk about some video games. Thank you in the chat. Someone to put they just copy and pasted my link from the Discord. Perfect. That's how you do it. Awesome.
Yeah. There you go.
Paul, what have you been playing?
Oh man, games have been coming out. So obviously, this actually was the most recent thing, but I'll talk about it first. I finished Eternal Love. I didn't know how much longer I had in it. The answer was about an hour. So I was pretty close. I could have probably finished it the night I was playing it.
All right.
So that game does kind of a twist change sort of thing at some point, but there is still more, maybe semi-harder challenges at the end. So I will say that's one of my favorite games of this year. However, if you're not a masochist, I understand why you might be put off to it. There is a mod on PC that takes away the spikes, so you can just like do basic ass platforming to get to the story parts to like experience that story and the weird art stuff. And I would recommend it.
I did hear about that. As for myself, a player who is on the Xbox, What do you have for me?
There's a youtube.com. You could probably watch somebody play through it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like I should just go fuck myself.
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of. Okay. I don't know.
Fair enough.
But like that is an option. I think some of the story stuff that it does in like weird little parts, if you can play it on PC and like don't want to do the difficult platforming part, it's worth experiencing. It's like $10 also. So like that's an option. I kind of wrote this on Blue Sky too, where personally the like challenge and the pain was kind of the draw for me. So like that for me ruins that game. But like,
did you write it on Instagram?
I'm sorry?
You also write this on Instagram?
No, I was thinking of.
Oh, sounds like Blue Sky might be your preferred social media.
Well, Blue Sky's easy slop. You can just type a few words and then put them out there. Instagram, you got to do like a picture or something. And I didn't want to take a picture. Maybe take a pic every time I beat a game from now on. Maybe I'll take a selfie in front of my monitor, going like that or something.
Done. Just you set it up so it like takes the snapshot like as soon as you finish, so you can get like a Burnout Paradise style. Actually, this game would probably be pretty good. Every time you die, your webcam just does a quick flash.
Yeah.
And then you get to look at this like slideshow at the end of you.
For what it's worth, I did stream it, so you could watch me struggle, but I wouldn't because it took like 2 hours of struggling, so I wouldn't do that. It's pretty bad.
Yep.
No, that's a cool game. I highly recommend it to people. And I guess I'll jump to Scott Pilgrim right away because I probably have more to say about the other game I played here.
Okay, fair enough.
So Scott Pilgrim X came out, the follow-up to Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. And I think it's
not pronounced X. It would be pronounced EX, right?
So here's the thing. Yes. However, all of the like playable characters are the X's. So it's probably a play on.
I didn't know that. You don't play as Scott?
Scott, Ramona, and her X's. Gideon, Roxy, Matthew Patel, and Lucas are the other characters. Oh, and a robot. Because of course.
Oh, instead of the twins?
Yeah, because the twins are an assist that you can get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I don't think I knew that. I didn't look too much into this because it was just one of those like, oh, I'm gonna play that. Cool. I don't need to know anything more.
Me too. The only reason I like that clicked for me is because when I started the game up, I'm like, you can play all the X's. Scott Pilgrim X. Okay. Well,
did you ever watch that Netflix show?
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit.
It's good.
Yeah, it's very good. I think that thing's better than this game, and it's not because this game is necessarily bad, but it is more Scott Pilgrim versus the World, like a beat 'em up or whatever, a brawler.
Yeah. Okay.
But
good.
The way it's set up is a semi-open world thing, and I just don't like how it's set up very much because you basically like there's a bunch of streets to go to different areas. And then when you get to that area, it's literally just kind of like an arena where enemies come in and then a boss comes in and then you move on. I kind of liked feeling like I'm fighting my way through like a linear level with a boss at the end, not just going to like one room that you're kind of stuck in for 10 minutes and then you leave over and over. It's not as bad as you'd like. I didn't think it was that bad at first, but after 6 hours of doing it, I played through the whole game. That veneer kind of like it. They're all elevator levels essentially because you're just kind of stuck on like a screen with a bunch of enemies for a while.
Okay.
Not necessarily bad, but just like I kind of wanted more from it because I kind of wanted the levels to like sprawl, if that makes sense. I wanted to feel like I'm fighting my way through a thing, and instead at some point you just like run around through the streets. Enemies will still continuously spawn in them, so you can grind them if you want money, but otherwise you're just kind of running past everything to get to the next room essentially to do the main story stuff. It's very much I'm sorry, go on.
I was about to say, how's that soundtrack? Because I got Anamanaguchi back, right?
The soundtrack cannot compare to that first one, which is unfortunate, but it's good. It's solid. That first one is just so good though. Like it's hard. It'll be hard to compete. So
sure.
I just think overall there aren't as many bangers, as the kids say, as that first one, but it's all good. Like none of it's bad. There are a few like standout tracks. And I think it probably gets hurt a little bit by, since you're revisiting areas so often, you're hearing those tracks over and over and over again, and it kind of plays itself out. It's not like you go to a new stage with a new track and it's kind of a big thing for a bit and then it changes. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still planning to play it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good game.
I picked it up. I'm gonna co-op and go through it.
Yep.
I'm curious, like, how much longer we'll keep getting Scott Pilgrim stuff, because it just seems like there's always something on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, I like Scott Pilgrim stuff, so I like this game. I think the thing it does well, there's a lot of really fun little video game references in there. The way it's kind of set up with, like, time and reality kind of being, like, split up into past, present stuff, or what, like, Toronto's being kind of split up by different gangs or whatever, and there's, like, weird anomalies happening. So, like, it's a fun setup where even though you're going into, like, an arena room for a bit, each one doesn't have to make sense of how they, like, work together, so they can do, like, crazy different stuff in every area. Like, there's the Castlevania area, which is the Castlevania, like, gothic type area, and then there's also the vegan police station in, like, another part, and they don't have to really have any cohesion, so they can do, like, off the wall stuff in each one, and that stuff's fun. A lot of good character designs. The animations are incredibly well done. Like, aesthetically, it is a very, very cool game. The boss fights are pretty fun too, and it is very much, I think, tailored to you going in with a couple buddies and just having a good time in a multiplayer thing. I just don't think it's as tight with pacing and all that stuff as the first one. So that's my big issue with it. It's fun though. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and the big game, I guess, for me, Resident Evil Requiem, Resident Evil 9 came out, so I played through that, the first playthrough this weekend.
Right. Yeah.
And
seems like a lot of people played through it. It's selling very well.
Do we have we have the news about it later on with the numbers?
No, we don't. Actually, I don't even remember what this news is.
Oh. I thought was...
No, that's not about the selling news, but it's the last I heard was like 5 million copies.
Yes, that's right. 5 million copies or something like that. So Resident Evil Requiem, the 9th one, the return of Leon, the introduction of another character that is the daughter of a character from an old PS2 game in the series. And I think it is pretty universally loved by everybody who's played it. And that's easily because there is so much different stuff going on here. There's something that everybody can kind of latch on to. But I think overall it is very much tailored to people that are already super into, like, the Resident Evil stuff. A lot of callbacks, a lot of, like, hey, remember, a lot of member berries, remember this sort of thing or whatever, and, like, kind of doing a similar thing in, like, a new way or in that area or whatever. And that stuff is very, very strong. Just like any Resident Evil game, I don't think the story is necessarily worth writing home about if you, like, are just not already integrated into that world or give a shit about any of it. So if you're just, like, a complete newbie and this is your first Resident Evil game, I think you'll think, okay, it's a solidly made game, but, like, this is definitely made for people who give somewhat of a shit like that. Those are the people that are really raving about it. And I kind of like the interplay between Grace's horror element parts where you're kind of sneaking around and things are fucked and, like, she sucks. Like, she's not battle hardened or trained or whatever. So everything is hard for her, down to the animation of Leon, like, at some point gives you his gun, his Magnum, that he, like, handles easily. And her first shot she does with it, it just, like, basically blows her arm off with recoil, and she's just, like, stunned for a second. And, like,
Leon is, like, beefed up. I saw, like, a comparison shot. Someone showed like it was either 4 or 2, I don't know, and then 9, and he's, like, twice as thick.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun memes. One of my favorite ones is the first picture is Grace's section, and it shows, like, Sydney Sweeney, like, crying in a corner all scared or whatever from some movie. I can't remember which movie. And then Leon's section is the point of in the Kingsman where in the church where everyone's activated and Freebird's playing, and he's just blasting everyone in the face.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I think I saw that part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so funny.
That is basically, like, So like just from the previews, the 2 previews I did for this game, it's just by like default the most Resident Evil I've ever played is this
Sure.
one. But yeah, there is definitely a juxtaposition between like she can't do anything, and then it's almost like cathartic when you switch to Leon and he's just mowing people down that you just like spent like hours like sneaking around slowly or using like way too many resources to stop one person.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think if you're the type of person that really just wants like that action part because you love Resident Evil 6 and like kind of the more actiony things, I think all of the grace parts are going to piss you off because they are very slow in comparison. But that's the stuff I like. So I was a big fan of that stuff, especially when you get the like blood collector and you can actually start crafting things to help you get through. And the fact that it opens up this not so linear way of like, do I want to make bullets? Do I need to heal? Can I make healing, like a better heal rather? Or like, can I make an instant kill for these zombies? They bring back the Crimson Head mechanic from the first remake where some zombies will get back up after some time and become like way more dangerous, fast and hard to deal with and do way more damage. They bring back like that mechanic. So you're kind of just like, do I make one of these, the injectors or whatever so that I'm able to blow this body up, or like can I just never come back to this hallway maybe and never have to deal with that problem? Yeah, so many really good decisions put in here, but it wouldn't be a Resident Evil if it didn't have one part that kind of sucked ass, and I'm not looking forward to playing the game again to go through this part, and that's the first time you get to Raccoon City with Leon, because you are just... It's just the most boring collecting pieces for a bomb detonator, and it sucks so hard. Everything after that, great. Everything before that, perfect. That part is like an hour long, and it sucks. I hated it.
Yeah, the lengthy preview. So I did like 2 previews. The one back at Summer Game Fest was
demo, right?
Yeah, with the
with the girl, like, that is what they call her.
Okay? The girl, yeah, and she's like chasing you around, and that part sucks. And then the more recent one was you were playing Grace still, but it was when she meets Leon for the first time. But you're going around the hospital for a while. You find the little kid in the basement. There's that giant baby thing that really hates you.
Sure.
So that thing chases you around for a little bit. So it's some of that, and then I think they fast forwarded me to like
zombie thing.
Yeah, it like breaks through like a door. You're about to grab a key card, and it like comes through, and it's so angry at you, and it's like, I've never even met you, sir.
Yeah, that thing's name is Chunk.
Okay, well, in the preview we didn't get any names. Yeah, so I didn't hang around to talk to it. Chunk would be a good descriptive name for it, though.
Sure.
And then they fast forwarded us for a Leon part so we could try it, but it seemed like weirdly far into it, so there was kind of no like context of what's been going on. I was in like an attic at one point. I think Chunk showed up again. Anyway.
Yeah, that's, I think, his brother. Okay, so this is kind of a cool thing in this game too that I really liked. The world building is neat, where you're going around the hospital or whatever, and you're picking up notes, researcher notes, because of course you are. It's a Resident Evil game, and all of these like weird zombies that are just a little bit different. You have some that are like singing to themselves and humming and like giggling, and then when they see you they scream like a siren from Left 4 Dead and do a bunch of like psychic damage or something, right? And then you have the big giant fat baby zombie things that you were talking about. You have a chef that's like big and burly with a giant cleaver,
right? Yeah.
And so as you're going around and picking up notes, there are notes about like these are special patients that they've been like writing about. So like the ones that are singing, for example, there's a note about how they have like main character syndrome, and the like this virus really like increased that to the point where they're like always singing. And there's 2 of them that like they both had these 2 different specimens or whatever, and one of them became like started thinking of themselves as rivals and stuff. Like, it's weird. There's like weird zombie lore in here, and I thought that was just a really cool touch that they never add in games because they don't have special zombies ever, really.
Right on.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you liked the game.
I did. It has issues in some parts, but like it's just a really clean, plain, good Resident Evil game. There's the weird, stupid, comedic, like this is ridiculous moments. There's the horror moments that hit pretty good. It's just overall just a really good game. I think there are some people that are like way in love with it, and that I don't get because there are still issues with it. But I mean, there's gonna be issues with all these games at some point. If you're a Resident Evil fan, this is one that like I think everybody should play, though.
Cool.
Yeah, that's been it for me.
Okay, I got a handful of games. I've been finishing up a lot of games this week. I'll start off with Cairn. I wrapped that up. Can't say enough good things about it. I recommend that game so strongly. It has 2 endings. I went and did both of the endings.
Okay.
It's interesting because it kind of does the so it kind of does the Life is Strange 1 ending, right? Where there's 2 endings, and what I picked one that I felt was like thematically appropriate for this character. And it's fine, but it's somewhat short. And then it was like, well, I should try the other ending, see what it's like. And that one, which, in my head is like, it's not the one I picked. It's just so much longer and there's so much to it where it's like, oh, this has to be like the canonical ending. This is just such a good ending. And they did the same thing with Life is Strange 1, where it was like, you have 2 very different options. One of them, the game just kind of ends. And the other one, they made a whole other cutscene and a whole thing around this. And it's like, that's clearly the more important one. But luckily when you finish the game, they kind of, and you hit continue, you start like right before that decision. And I don't even want to say what the decision is, because I think people should like come to it on their own, but I can't recommend Cairn enough. It's really, really good.
Do you need to do anything to like unlock the 2 endings, or is it just a choice at the end? Like, do you have to play a certain way for one of them to even show up, or not?
Just a choice at the end. Yeah.
Cool.
I finished High on Life 2.
Okay.
Eventually, probably about 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the way through it, I just set it to like story difficulty because I was like, I'm tired of how long these bosses are taking.
Sure.
It's not that I wasn't even like dying that often. It was just, oh man, my health's low. I got to run around and find some shields, so it's going to slow this down. It was just like, I just want to see the funny writing.
Yeah, sure.
Because I think the writing is so funny in this game. Like, this game is hilarious. I love all the weird ass references. I don't want to like spoil any of them. I already kind of spoiled some of the like tutorial stuff, like when I mentioned this a few weeks ago. So I don't really want to talk too much about what's in there, but like, there are so many like weird little like references where it's like, why is this in here? There's like in some of the boss fights, like, okay, I'll mention one. During this one boss fight, a little window pops up because someone's streaming, and so they're just talking like they're playing the game.
Okay.
He's like, what's going on, chat? And then the chat pops up, and that takes over like half the screen.
One of the games I played did something similar.
Yeah,
I'll let you guess which one.
There's some like really like impressive stuff they do as well. I was reading like an interview with them where they talk about this, and I don't want to spoil it, but they do some really cool like genre breaking stuff or like game breaking kind of stuff that I hadn't seen before. And I just really recommend, if you only have a mild interest in this, put it on story mode and just kind of go through the story, because it's worth like the writing alone. Again, they have right off the bat, there's 2 movies in this one.
Okay.
You watch 2 full-length movies. Yeah. One of the 2 has the Red Letter Media commentary on there. So I sat down and watched all of Spookies being commented on by the 3 guys from Red Letter Media.
I love Red Letter Media.
Dog shit. Holy, oh my God.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
But but that was awesome. So, yeah, it's good. There's a lot of really good stuff. Maybe Paul, afterwards, if you want me to like spoil some of these really fun surprises, I can do that, because I don't want to do it on the show, but that's neither here nor there. I think people should try it out. It's on Game Passive, so that's an easy way to get access to it.
Did you play the first one? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Is this better than the first one?
I don't know. I don't really remember too much of my time with the first one. I want to say, at least in terms of some of the reference, not the reference, some of the like genre breaking and like unique stuff they do in this one, I don't remember that happening in the first one that much. So maybe I would say yes, this one's better. More
interesting, at least in some way. Yeah.
Yeah, from like a video gamey perspective, like I said, they do some like really kind of like, oh, I've never seen this before in a video game. This is cool. And that's what we're seeing. And yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Nintendo had like an indie stream earlier this week.
Right.
Wasn't going to talk too much about it, but one of the things that came out of that is that they shadow dropped the console version of Minishoot Adventures, a game that came out 2 years ago that I completely missed it. I'm kicking myself about that now because I played through that whole thing in like 2 days. Minishoot Adventures is incredible. Are you familiar with this?
It's been on my list to play since it came out, but I just never got around to it. Now it's on Game Pass, so I will definitely play it.
This is so good. So for those who don't know, Minishoot Adventures is a like top-down, like old school Zelda style that is a dual joystick shooter.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. The soundtrack's great. The audio design is great. Like I love all the little like things and chirps and stuff, but they even have like straight up just like Zelda sounds in there that they change just a bit so it fits more aesthetically with their kind of like techno soundscape. But it is really great. The power-ups you're getting are good. Like it's definitely one of those, oh, now I can like jump over gaps. So I'm going to go back to that last little area and get some more heart pieces and stuff like that. Like it is very much, this is Zelda if it was a dual joystick shooter, and it's awesome. I did almost every single thing in the game, excuse me, except at the very end, after the like, there's like there's like a final boss and then like two other like final bosses.
Right.
Like secret final bosses, kind of true ending final bosses. I only did one of those because to get to the last one, they want you to do all these like arena battles. And it was like, it's like, do you want to do 10 arena battles? And I was like, no, I'm good. Thank you. I had a really good time with you, and I'm going to stop here. I've had my fill.
How long is it?
I think I finished it in 6-7 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
6-7.
Oh yeah. Okay. Like the kids say.
Yeah.
We're on Instagram.
No, it's really good. I cannot recommend this enough. I think it's like $14 if you're not getting it on Game Pass, but it is on Game Pass. I know they dropped on Switch. That that's when it was kind of shown.
Yeah.
But really, I really check it out. This is extremely high recommendation. Minishoot Adventures.
Nice.
And then I've touched on it briefly, but I have been playing some Pokemon Pokopia. For some reason, I can just never get that in like one.
Yeah.
I think what it is my head wants to put like a T in there, like it wants to say Topia.
Poketopia or something?
Poketopia. I think that's what it wants to say, but it's not. Okay. It's Pokopia.
Yeah.
Which Pokopia sounds like I'm trying to say the correct word, but then I tripped over the middle part and I didn't get it out. And I just said the first, you know what I mean? It's got a bad mouth feel.
I was playing Pokopia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
yeah.
Pokopia. That is just Animal Crossing. They just said, hey, we can do Animal Crossing. So I would say if you are not a Pokemon fan, but you're an Animal Crossing fan, I think Pokopia would be a good game for you to get.
Sure.
So for those who don't know what this is, that you are a Ditto who you wake up in this world where all the humans are gone. Like some kind of apocalypse happened. A bunch of the Pokemon are like, do you have any idea what happens to but it seems like it happened a long time ago, but they don't know what happened to the humans. The humans are gone.
What a dream.
Yeah. Well, that's the weird thing is, so you're trying to like, as you're like building your little island and stuff, people are like, hey, maybe, because the whole, it's Animal Crossing in terms of like building an island, you're making a house, stuff like that. You're doing chores for the other Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it's actually Viva Pinata, because in order to get the other Pokemon to come to your island, you need to design very specific like gardens. So for example, to get a Scyther, you need a tree with 4 tall grass chunks around it. And then that will attract a Scyther. And then you just kind of wait a little bit, and eventually there'll be some like shaking in the bush and you go over, it's a Scyther. And they always want to, you don't have to like convince them. They always just want to be a part of it. So similar to Viva Pinata, you just kind of need to like meet these certain like environmental conditions, and then the animal, or in this case, the Pokemon will show up.
Right. Okay.
And so the kind of overarching thing here is, hey, what if we just keep getting Pokemon to show up, and then maybe that will also bring the humans back? And I'm sitting there being like, what? You guys have like like this is a paradise.
Yeah.
You got food. We're building houses. Like, why do you want the humans to come back? Why would you want that? That sounds awful. But for some reason, they want to try and attract the humans back. I don't even know where the humans are. But yeah,
probably dead.
It's weird. Like it seems like it seems a little Stockholm syndrome-y.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know who but anyways, so you're just kind of going around making friends with the Pokemon, doing like chores for them, much like Animal Crossing, designing little garden layouts and stuff like that. And a lot of the early Pokemon you get, it's kind of scripted. They'll kind of give you the equivalent of like the tools you would have in Animal Crossing. So it's like, oh, you get a Hitmonchan really early because he teaches you how to like punch and break rocks. You get a Scyther really early because he teaches you how to cut things.
Sure.
You get a Squirtle immediately because he teaches you how to water things.
Water the plants.
And because you're a Ditto, so the Ditto stays in the form of its previous trainer. So it's walking around like a human.
So it's a skinwalker, like actually.
Kind of. Well, it's actually more like the if you remember from Detective Pikachu, when the Ditto would turn into a human and it was a human but it had the Ditto eyes.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
But when you need to do these like tool like abilities, it'll just morph its body. So like when you need to water something, it just like vomits the water out as if it was Water Boy.
But as like a weird Ditto human, not as a
human. So its mouth just gets bigger and you vomit it out. Or its arms turn into swords because it's like a scyther and it cuts the wood or whatever you need to do. So stuff like that.
That's great.
So it's really convenient that they're like, good thing we have this Pokemon that can become anything. This is really convenient for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're trying to get more Pokemon, you're trying to kind of design the island, you're making all these different various little habitats to attract more of them. I'm assuming there's not going to be any romance dancing like there is in Viva Pinata, so it's probably not as good as Viva Pinata or Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise, but what is?
No, yeah.
But it is nice to be reminded of Viva Pinata because Horstachio is just awesome. That's just a great thing. And
sure.
No one can think about a Horstachio without smiling. So, that has this going for it.
Sure. What's this game's version? I guess just Ditto being weird
like
shit.
I don't know, like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any Pokemon as cool as Horstachio, though. That's just great.
So, are they all Gen 1 Pokemon? Or are they just random or like...
It is somewhat random. They do seem to be leaning more towards Gen 1.
Yeah.
But there are definitely some like old, like newer ones. I only have like maybe 15 Pokemon at the moment.
Okay.
And I would say like 90% of them are Gen 1.
Sure.
I don't know how big the Pokedex is. There's no way they're all in there. And each one of them, not necessarily every single one of them is going to give you an ability. Like I got a Pidgey. He didn't do anything for me. So it's like, why are you even here? What purpose do you serve? Yeah.
Just another mouth to feed.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just another person giving me some chores to do, which I guess in terms of Animal Crossing, none of those guys did anything for me. I was doing stuff for them.
Yeah. That's true. I kind of wanted to pick this game up, and then when I went to the store, I saw it was $99.99 Canadian, and I closed the store. I was like, I can't justify that.
It seems like Nintendo's going $70 with their games.
For some games, I'm down. This Pokemon Pokopia is not one for me to do that.
I mean, I'm there with you. Vote with your dollar. The problem with Nintendo is it's like, I'll just hold out for a sale. And that sale will be $20 off in 2 years. And it's like, yay.
Yeah.
I should have just bought it when it came out and everyone was talking about it because I'm saving $20.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I can find it like a pawn shop or like something a few years down the road. Physical edition.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I'm enjoying my time with it. It's super chill. It's very slow, but I do like, if you go back to comparing it to Animal Crossing, there's like actual quests to do, whereas Animal Crossing for the most part is kind of like make your own quest, kind of make your own. Like there's a couple of like, hey, you should get a bigger house. Hey, you should do this to like. There's some overarching stuff, but this one is straight up like, hey, can you do this? Can you do this for this? Can you work on this? And there's like actual quest to lean towards. So I got like kind of a lot of plate spinning, and it's a little more structured than Animal Crossing. So that's kind of really what tipped the scale to me. Cause I was worried. I was like, is this going to just kind of be like Stardew Valley, which is like farming alone is not enough for me. It's not, I can't do that. But no, this has a bit more structure to it. So I'm appreciating that.
Cool.
All right, that's what we've been playing. Let's talk about some news.
Yeah, there's a
this
lot
first
here,
one
and I
is
haven't
that
been paying attention.
Yeah, the next Xbox has officially been announced. This is the first time they have officially like not just said like, "Oh, hey, we're working on it." Asha Sharma, who we introduced last week on the show, when she came as a guest on the show, as you remember.
Yep.
For those who don't remember, Asha Sharma is the new head of Xbox, which was announced last week. She, on her like recently created X account, just tweeted out. I'll just read the full thing here. It's pretty short. Great start to the morning with Team Xbox, where we talked about our commitment to the return of Xbox, including Project Helix, the codename for our next generation console. Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. Looking forward to chatting about this more with partners and studios at my first GDC next week.
It's interesting because it feels like the industry is reverting back to the console war days where PlayStation is kind of saying they're not going to want to put their shit on PC. Xbox is doing their own thing, and they're separating everything again. Interesting.
Well, I think that's more just like Sony separating, and we'll get into that conversation a bit more later. Xbox is still trying to put their stuff everywhere, and I don't know if they're going to change anything, especially under new leadership. But this is kind of confirmation. Like, it's lead performance to play your Xbox and PC games. Like, it's going to be a console PC hybrid. That's what all the rumors were stating. It is now official. My general thoughts, I've spent a lot of time with my Xbox Ally.
Sure.
I have to assume their next thing is just going to be a console, not handheld Xbox Ally. It's just going to be basically this.
Sure.
Which would mean that they're going to be leaning heavily on the Xbox PC storefront, as opposed to having as their kind of like kickoff thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's what they do on the Ally, as opposed to having the console's dashboard.
Right.
And if that is the case, if that's what they're going to be leaning on, it has a long way to go. That storefront baffles me every month with stuff that is not on it. I remember talking about this a while back.
Yep.
Some stuff I added to it this week. Marathon is non-existent on the Xbox PC storefront.
That is so weird. Huh.
That Scott Pilgrim game that you played, also not on there.
Really?
Why would that not be on there?
That's interesting. Wow.
Huh. Yeah, like it is just weird. the stuff that it is missing. Like, it makes absolutely no sense to me. So like, I mean, at some point, like, I don't know who's buying this to use the Xbox PC storefront. Like, if you would just use Steam probably if you had any interest. And then in that case, like, why? Like, who's going to buy it through Xbox ever? Like, it seems like you would use it as like, this is how I access Game Pass, but I don't know. I have no idea why anyone would get this over the upcoming Steam machine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on price now, right? Fully.
It would come down to price, and I guess now that I think about it, like, the Steam Deck, it's going to be like a console Steam Deck, right?
Yeah.
That thing is still using Linux, so you can't play everything on it.
Gotcha. Right.
It's got, there's stuff with anti-cheat, stuff like that. So I guess those are like the only reasons, but.
Yep. Damn.
Yeah. Weird. I'm very curious what they're going to do to that interface, if it's going to look like the PC storefront, or if they're going to try and make something kind of new for it. Who knows? It's still at least a year off. Anyways, Project Helix, that's the name.
Yeah. Weird.
Quick other news story while we're talking about Xbox. If people remember, Sony filed a patent a little bit ago where they could let players hand off the game to an AI helper.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft has now been granted a similar patent called Help Sessions. It'll detect when a player is stuck and offer to let a human or AI helper take over. The curious thing to me is the human part. I don't know how you would even is there someone just waiting?
Yeah, I'm thinking of, do you remember the days of if you get stuck or whatever, there was a Nintendo hotline you could call to get tips or tricks on how to get through Super Mario Bros. 3 or something.
Yeah.
Something similar to that, only now they just remote in to your console and play it for you.
I guess, but I mean, first off, there's no way there's going to be a set of people waiting to do that. I would absolutely be insane for the number of games there are. Like, it's just not possible.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could think that would maybe work is maybe it looks at like your friends list, or maybe you can like flag your account of like, hey, I'm happy to help the community, and you get like a notification of like, oh hey, you know, Dumpster Fire 69 over here is stuck. Would you like to, hold the Xbox button and jump into their session? We'll have it all go through the cloud for you, and you can just pop in and be like, hey, don't worry, Dumpster Fire, I got this for you. I beat this guy last night. Here's the secret. Look at this. Boom, there you go. I'm gonna go back to my own game. Have a good night. Like, that's insane. That's an absolutely insane scenario.
Yeah, it is crazy.
The AI helper, okay, that one I can at least understand from like a technological standpoint. You'll just pop in and be like, yes, I've watched 10,000 gamers do this. You need to shoot the red spot. Idiot.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Ball Pit for me got real fun when I no longer had to play. I love not having to play games when I play games.
So I don't know. We'll see if that goes anywhere. I can't imagine ever using this, but
no.
I don't know.
Actually, no. I would definitely try it one time to see how it does. I would definitely try that.
Sure. I mean, I guess I could understand like an accessibility aspect of this. Like,
yeah,
if you're stuck and you cannot get past this, like, hey, it would be great if someone could just beat this for me and I could keep playing the game. Or maybe like a kid is like, I don't know, I don't want to do this part, and the robot takes over.
Love Eternal, like you were saying on Xbox, maybe this is your answer. It's like this, you try one of the like rooms or whatever 3 or 4 times, you're like, this sucks, and your AI assistant's like, can I help you? I'll help you with that.
Yeah, Clippy pops up. Hey,
hey, I see you suck ass.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like me to take over for you, buddy? Champ?
That would be great. That'd be great.
I mean, in a lot of, or not a lot of, I have seen in games, games that are like very platform based or not, or just like where they took accessibility into account. I have seen skip the section.
Yeah,
you pause the game and you skip it, and that's kind of what this is. But like this time, I guess you'll just get to watch it happen, and then at that point, what is the difference between you skipping the section and then I'll just watch that level on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just gonna keep using my example of Love Eternal. Is you get to play the next part, which is a complete subversion of like, it's no longer that gameplay, so you at least get to play some more of the game. But like, that's a huge exception, because usually if you don't like a thing a game's doing, it's probably just going to do that over and over for a long time.
Well, I mean, here, let's relate it back to my experience that I was talking about recently with High on Life 2. I turned the difficulty down to story because I was like, I just want to get through these fights faster so that I can look at the jokes better.
Yeah.
That's literally one step away from me hitting skip fight.
Yeah, true. If you could have, would you have rather just skipped the fight to get to the next joke?
I think I at some point I do still kind of like going through the motions, and there was a part of me that's like, oh, I want to see like what this boss does, what the attacks are like. I just kind of want it to go faster because I am enjoying this other aspect of the game more than this one. So
that's fair.
I think it's just, it's going to be hard for us older gamers to like be okay with this, whereas kids coming up where an AI is just like ingrained into everything by default. They'll be like, oh yeah, that's fine. AI does 80% of my life already. Why can't it play some games for me?
They're going to be stoked because they can play Halo on AI while subway surfing as well at the same time.
They're not going to play Halo. They don't want to play Halo.
The new Halo.
Halo's for old people.
That's true. At this point, yeah.
All right. This report from Sony. So you touched on this briefly when we were talking about the Xbox news. Jason Schreier, this is our weekly Jason Schreier moment because he's been dropping a whole bunch of stuff lately. Has put up a report over on Bloomberg where he was talking to some people from Sony. None of this has been like officially announced, but he felt confident enough from what he heard that this is about as official as you can get without PlayStation actually coming out. Sounds like they are no longer going to be putting their first party titles on PC.
Right.
Yeah, and you had brought this up at near the end of last week's episode. I don't know how much info had actually come out yet by that point. But now the article is actually live.
Yeah.
I think I said it before that I would be shocked if this is real. I'm still surprised they're doing this. What are your thoughts?
So for me personally, like I'm just gonna talk from my position. Obviously,
Sure.
I will not be playing Saros now, but I will be playing Wolverine because there are certain games with aiming I won't play on with a controller if I can help it. I'd rather just not play them. But like melee focused adventure type stuff is still fine. So this probably cuts down some games that I would ever buy if they're never on PC. But there's still things in that ecosystem that I'm interested in. So it doesn't really change much for me.
So from what Jason was talking about, from kind of his vibes that he was getting, is it sounds like there was people within Sony who were feeling like the PC ports were cutting away from the sales of the PlayStation copies. They also bring up the next PlayStation as getting impacted by this, and that's the one that really clicked for me. Was I bet they're doing this now so that they can sell more PlayStation 6s.
Sure.
Because if they kept doing this, there would be like yourself, a subset of people being like, I don't need the next PlayStation 6. Those games eventually come to the PC. I'm going to save myself, at this rate, $700, and just stick with my PC.
It's kind of a bold move too, because I mean, again, I'll speak for myself. I have a lot I could play. I don't need to play any Sony stuff. If the price isn't for the next console isn't right, like I have plenty of stuff that I don't need to ever think about their stuff. So,
right. But I mean, they're coming from a position where it's like, no, we know there will be people who want these games. These are very popular games. People are going, the next God of War, the next Last of Us title, you can only get on a PS5 or PS6. There's going to be people being like, eventually this is going to be a system seller for me versus I can just keep waiting and play it on the PC.
Sure.
Like you no longer have that option. Another facet, and Jason touches on this as well, is that, and which he didn't hear, but he's kind of putting some pieces together, is with Xbox's, at the time of this thing, rumored PC console hybrid, there would be a scenario where you might get to play the next God of War on an Xbox, because you would just play it through whatever PC store, like Steam or whatever. And Sony probably doesn't want that. They want, and then the big part about it is that Sony wants their extra 30% cut. When you're playing a game on PlayStation, when you're doing microtransactions, DLC, anything like that, Sony is getting a cut of that. When you're doing it through Steam, Sony does not get the cut. Valve gets the cut of that. And this is just a way for Sony to take more of that money in. It almost feels to me like going backwards. Like the industry seemed like it was opening up. It was getting more friendly to everyone. And then this is Sony going, no, we want more money. We want you guys to spend more. It reminds me a lot of when Sony came out with their subscription service, like their library of games, and people said, "Oh, are you going to be putting your first party titles, day one, just like Game Pass? That's a big selling feature for Game Pass." And they said, "No, you can buy those separately." And it was just like, okay, like Sony's the expensive one.
I mean, as somebody who likes Sony generally, like the stuff they put out, they're the most anti-consumer pieces of shit out there. Easily. They've always been, frankly. But I mean, so it's not surprising at all.
They can afford to. They're winning. Like, Nintendo's kind of off in its own category.
They do their own thing. Yeah.
But if it's Sony versus Microsoft, like Microsoft is significantly losing. So Sony's in the power position. They can do this kind of stuff. Whereas Microsoft kind of has to bend the knee and hope that like wins people over. And it seems like it continually is not working for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder why Sony couldn't just like do their own storefront that has like some weird DRM that makes it so it wouldn't work on it. Like, I wonder why they couldn't do their own ecosystem on PC, or if they just don't want to like put money into it, maybe.
I bet it's more just like that. I wouldn't be received well. Like Epic did the Epic game launcher, and people will not stop complaining about it. No matter how many free games Epic will give you, people will not stop complaining about it. And I even see people being like, I'm not going to play that because it's on Epic. And if my games are not on Steam, I'm not playing it.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I think that's like the biggest stupid take you could have, because a storefront's a storefront. But I mean,
sure,
whatever.
No, I'm with you there too. Like, I don't care. I'll play the game wherever that kind of makes sense. But like, there are tons of people who are just like, I'm not using the Epic storefront because it does not say Steam and my libraries are not together, and that's how I live my life.
Yeah, those people definitely exist for sure.
And then Sony already had something similar when they were trying to put some games early, like Helldivers, and I think God of War Ragnarok as well. When those first came to Steam, they made you like log in through your like Sony account, and that had a weird like DRM thing, and people got really upset about that.
No, they got upset because a lot of those countries, you literally could not physically do it. You could buy the game, but you couldn't log in because they didn't provide PSN to those countries or something.
Right. So that might be another part of that issue as well. Is it's like, we can't do the storefront and tie it to PSN for this exact reason. We don't have PSN everywhere, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
The report also does mention it's not going to be all games. Online games such as Marathon and Marvel Tokon will still be released across multiple platforms. But single-player titles such as last year's Ghost of Yotei and the upcoming Saros will remain exclusive to PS5.
Yep.
It's also mentioned that Kena, Scars of Cosmera, is still planned for release on PC. Death Stranding 2 has already been announced for PC.
Yeah.
So it seems like those might be kind of like the last couple of games.
Sure. Yeah. Like you said, wasn't like officially, Sony didn't come out with a thing saying this is going to happen. So I could see at some point them relenting for certain titles, but maybe like God of War probably never will always be on console, but maybe like a smaller thing that Santa Monica does, like maybe that does. You never know.
I mean, things change all the time. I also wouldn't be surprised if maybe 2-3 years into the PS6 life cycle, they're like, oh, let's bring those games to PC.
Yep.
Look at all these great games from the last 3 years coming to PC. You guys are welcome. And it's like, after some sales of the console, they've already pushed that as hard as they could.
Totally.
Now let's get the back end. But I guess question for you, you're going to get Yotei on PS5 now?
I have Yotei.
Oh, I thought you were waiting on PC. Okay.
No. The one I'm waiting on PC for was Death Stranding.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
10 days.
All right. Who's counting? Okay. Speaking of Sony, last week we talked about Bluepoint getting shut down, and that they had tried pitching stuff and it didn't work. Another report from Jason Schreier came out, who did some digging into what's going on with Bluepoint and what happened. And the takeaway from this article is that one of the big questions with Bluepoint is, why didn't you do a Bloodborne remake? It seems like that would make the most sense. You guys did Demon Souls remake, which everyone loved. You guys did a remake of Shadow of Colossus. Why don't you do Bloodborne? People are asking for it every time, and it sounds like out of the 4 or 5 games that they had pitched over the last couple of years, a Bloodborne remake was one of them. Sony said yes, go for it, and From Software said no, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, this is confusing because there was a time where Miyazaki said on X or Twitter or whatever that he wanted to do something like this. So I think everybody assumed, like, why is Sony holding it back? I think we all assumed that. I mean, I assumed Sony was using a Bloodborne remake as their ace in the hole. Like, things are going shit. We know this is going to sell copies or whatever. But yeah, it turns out that all along FromSoft just didn't. I'm guessing FromSoft wanted to be like deeply involved in it and just didn't have the time to do it or something, because I know Bloodborne is very close to those creators, and they want to have like hands-on on that stuff, so they probably didn't want to hand it off to any other studio if they were going to do it at all.
Yeah, it sounds like that's kind of the case. Is like it's close to the chest for like Miyazaki and the From Software team. So if anyone's going to do it, like they want to do it.
Yeah,
I would almost have said, in terms of the ace in the hole point, that may be more of like a From Software's ideas. Like, oh,
it might be.
If we're struggling, we'll do Bloodborne. But like they are not struggling. They're not going to be struggling for a long time. After Elden Ring, they just put out Night Rain as this experiment. They got Dusk Souls or Duskblood happening.
Yeah.
So like they are far from crap. What's our Hail Mary move here?
My tinfoil hat theory right now, Duskbloods was originally supposed to be a Bloodborne like direct follow-up, and now it's turned into this weird other thing that they're just throwing on a Nintendo console to see how it does and how it's received.
I don't know, because it's a multiplayer game, right?
It is, yeah.
So that I would not have assumed a Bloodborne follow-up would have been a multiplayer thing, but
No, I think that's what it morphed into, because that style is extremely Bloodborne, but its gameplay does not look like it is. So I think maybe it originally started off with like that idea and then formed into that, and they're like, maybe we can sell this to Nintendo for their big stupid thing that they're releasing next year.
I am curious about that thing. I want to see it in action for sure.
Same. Yep.
All right. Pokemon had a live stream this last week celebrating their like 30 years, or I think it was 30 years. And they announced the next generation. The games are going to be called Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves. So I know you're not a Pokemon person, but Paul, which one would you get?
Is there any like meaningful difference? I don't know anything about them.
There'll probably be some like a few exclusives, but other than that, I would assume not. There usually isn't that many differences much.
Probably Waves.
Yeah, I think I would go Winds. So perfect. Okay. You get Waves, I'll get Winds, and then we'll trade the exclusives to each other so that we can fill out the decks. And let's do it.
One of us has to buy the cord.
Yeah. Well, no, because they came out with the wireless one with Leaf Green and Fire Red on the Game Boy Advance, and I still have mine.
Okay. So we're good.
These are coming to the Switch too in 2027.
Okay. Lots of time.
So lots of time to play Pokopia.
I am seeing these starters for the first time right now. So
walk us through your thought process here.
So I just paused it on the screen where like I can see all three of them because it was kind of teasing them here and there.
Okay.
So we have Angry Bird, Leafy Angry Bird.
Brout
is his name?
Yeah, it says it right there.
No, I paused the trailer. There's nothing on. It's
I thought you just scrolled down. So if you scroll down, you can see all three of them, and the names are there too.
Oh, okay. Images. Hold on, let me scroll. Pombon is a great name. That's a great name. Okay.
So that's the fire dog one.
It's Pomeranian. And Gekwa. Okay, sure. I see what they're going for. I don't love that, but you do you. These are actually kind of cute. I like these.
Okay. Yep.
Here's the problem.
There's a problem. Okay.
Is I almost always exclusively go with the fire type for a starter because that's my favorite type. But Brout is so cute.
This has got big eyebrows.
I love owls.
Okay, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. So, this is hard, man. Who's your starter out of these three?
I mean, when it comes down to me picking the starter, I always have to look at what their like final evolution is going to be because that's the one I'm going to spend 99% of my time with.
Yeah.
Off these three, Brout's pretty fun. I do like the big eyebrows.
Yeah, it's great.
From what I've been seeing, just kind of on like Blue Sky and stuff, Pombon seems to be like the most popular one.
Of course, it's a dog. Of course it is.
And then probably Brout second, and like no one's talking about Gekwa.
Aw. Oh, because he has big eyebrows, and he's a sprout, right? Brout. Okay, I get it now.
Like leaf.
His name.
Grass. Yeah.
Yeah. I get it now. These are good names, actually. They're clever. Gekwa's the worst name out of the three, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah. So,
you can't beat Pombon. That's a good name.
Pombon. I'm hearing a lot of people are like, please stay on all fours when you evolve. Because a lot of these ones, they have a tendency to like get up on their, like become more like bipedal when they evolve. And they're hoping it just gets bigger. Stop
turning into a weird fighter or a sexy lady in a dress type archetype.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All
right, so there's Pokemon. Okay, Resident Evil. So the story I pulled here was that it was announced that an upgraded PSSR, which is the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution upscaler, is coming to the PS5 Pro, and Resident Evil Requiem is going to be the first title to use it.
Okay.
I don't believe it's out yet. It is happening in March. See if they have a date for it specifically.
I'm just.
But like, I am super interested in like what that exactly will look like. And that's also just cool from like a coding standpoint that they can just like make the PS5 Pro even more powerful with just an update.
Yeah,
like a year and a half after it came out. No specifics on the actual date, but it's happening in March. So if you did get this on PlayStation 5, that might be like the version to play. Although I have heard that the PC version is quite nice, and there's like one screenshot in here.
The PC version is incredible looking. Also, apparently PlayStation 5 Pro, DF Digital Foundry has said is like the best way to play on console. Apparently it's incredible, that version.
I would almost assume that's every game. It's the most powerful console. So yeah, that just makes sense to me. All right, Assassin's Creed had a big old update this week where they kind of touched on all their ongoing Assassin's Creed titles. I'll just do a couple highlights here. Hex is still happening. Okay. They haven't talked about it too much. Codename Invictus, which I don't even remember. I guess they're doing a multiplayer Assassin's Creed game. That's still being worked on. The Black Flag remake has officially been announced, called Black Flag Resynced.
Sure. Okay.
And then they're still working on other ones. Assassin's Creed Jade is also happening. They're looking into bringing co-op back to Assassin's Creed, which I think they had back for like Unity or something like that. That one I barely played because that was when they were like coming out with like 2 a year. And the Netflix show is still happening. If you scroll down, there's a picture here that there was 6 Assassin's Creed things happening at this exact moment, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, Ubisoft has to stay alive somehow, I guess. Kind of their last thing.
Yeah.
I want to see more of Hex. I want to see something.
All right, we talked about Highguard. And I got another update on Highguard.
Yeah.
It is permanently shutting down on March 12th.
Was this quicker then, or the same Concord? Like, how long did this last in
Concord was like 2 weeks.
Okay, so this is a little bit longer.
This will be 45 days. So this is like twice as long as Concord.
Yeah.
It is still ridiculous. 45 days from launch to completely gone.
Yep. That sucks. That's really shitty.
That is crazy that's like happening. Like, I mean, at this point, it's like, if you're interested in the game, play it the minute it comes out, because it might be erased from existence in a month. Like, that's wild. Heart goes out to that team. You work on a game for like 5-6 years probably, and then 45 days and it no longer exists. Jeez.
So crazy.
All right, couple God of War stories here. We got a report over on IGN from that Santa Monica Studios is apparently working on another spin-off of God of War focused on Faye, who is Kratos' wife and the mother of Atreus. So this would be some kind of prequel to the second games, the Norse games.
Yeah.
No real information on it. But it's set in the God of War universe. Reveal will happen in the first half of 2027. So we're probably not going to hear about this for a while, but like, sure, I'm down for that.
That'd be cool. Cause in those games, there's a lot of like the characters kind of making reference to Faye was kind of a badass. So
I believe she was like a frost giant and stuff. So you'll probably get some cool powers and whatnot.
And the axe everyone loves is hers. That's her axe. So
is it? I don't remember that part.
She left it to Kratos when she died.
I'm hoping it's not just like, hey, here's Kratos, but she's a woman now, and here's all the same stuff. It doesn't seem like they would do that. That seems like a pretty like lame thing to do.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she's going to get kind of her own spin on stuff like that. But yes, she hasn't been playable before. She was kind of only in flashbacks in Ragnarok, because the beginning of God of War 2018 is she's dead. You're like burying her basically.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that. And this next one is we got our first look at the God of War TV show with a screenshot. That is just one of the most awkward looking things.
Yeah.
Paul, can you describe this to the listeners?
I think I actually skeeted this on Blue Sky and said, you can't convince me this is not AI. It apparently is not AI, by the way. I found out after tweeting that. So the way I would say is Kratos, Timu Kratos, I guess. We have Kratos at home. looks like he's taking a dump in the woods, as David Jaffe said, apparently, while his kid is like, that's very, very young, is trying to aim a bow.
Yeah. So, I mean,
this picture is awful.
They're in the
I
woods.
need to see this in movement. This picture is awful.
Well, it's a weird choice to put out there. Like, they didn't put kind of any fun costumes for the characters. We're not getting what's his name, the severed head, or anything like that. There's a bunch of like magic and weird elves and stuff that they could have shown, but I guess the VFX is not done on those. So yeah, Atreus is there trying to shoot a bow, and then Kratos is just in the weirdest position.
Yeah, he
like
is.
It looks like he's like kind of crouched over, but like not enough that he's like that focused. Like, oh, it looks so awkward. Like, why this moment?
Also, I saw somebody say that his beard isn't full enough, and I think I agree with that, because looking at the Kratos in the game or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, they needed to probably clean that up and make it just look a little bit better. But Kratos overall, I will say, doesn't look horrible in like the comparison.
I mean, it looks weird, and I understand like
it's like uncanny
it's gonna
valley.
Be hard bringing it to it's going to be hard to bring it to live action, but I feel like it's been long enough where we have seen superheroes in live action. Like, we've had like 20 years of Marvel doing this stuff, and they figured out a way to make it look all right. This still just looks odd, and I can't tell if it's like the lighting or something, or why doesn't he at least have like the axe? Like the axe is on his back. Let him like hold the axe or something. I don't understand why they took this frame and they were like, yeah, this looks good. It's such a weird position he's in.
Yeah, there's an uncanny valley effect going on with Kratos. Atreus looks like he just came out of the womb. He looks very young in that picture. So
that's fine. I mean, kids on TV shows, they're going to grow so fast.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to kind of get them young before they like really hit that growth spurt. But like,
also, do we know, does this take place during like what happens in the games, or is this a bit before? Like, is he training Atreus right now when he was younger?
I believe I believe it's God of War 2018.
2018. Okay.
Yeah. Mimir, that's the head, because I know they cast Mimir as well. They cast Thor and stuff. So I believe it's doing the second series of games.
Sure.
I mean, obviously Atreus is there, so it's not a different story or whatever.
It's just an awful picture. I don't know who decided that this was good as the first look, because it's become a meme.
Yeah, it's very silly.
Yeah.
Very silly. All right, well, that's going to do it for news. So you know what that means. It's time for video game crimes.
Woo, woo, woo.
This is our recurring segment where we highlight and pass judgment on possibly criminally bad video game design in the hopes of fixing video games.
Yeah, that's right.
This week's crime is boss runbacks, having to do a lengthy, often dangerous section of the stage before fighting the boss again. We see this in Silksong. I also brought up Pepper Grinder a year or two ago, which has some really long runbacks before you do the fight. So I bring it to the committee here. Boss runbacks, is that a video game crime?
So this is one I feel very passionately about. This shit is fucking garbage. It sucked back when Souls games were first kind of getting big, and then Elden Ring found that they can just do a bullshit like Stake of America whatever checkpoint that's near a boss, so that when you get to a boss you can just keep trying it without having to do a stupid thing over and over again to get to it.
Yeah.
Changed everything. The fact that Silksong doesn't have something like this is fucking ridiculous. It's quality of life that should be in every video game, and if you don't put it in there, you're fucking guilty, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
So I guess the argument for the boss run back is that the section leading up to it, the run back itself, is part of the boss, and they almost want you to like have to either like get good, learn this chunk, just like you have to learn the patterns of the boss, or they want you to take a hit or two so that you come in there like more afraid, more on edge, and it's like the stakes are higher than if you just walked in there full power.
Okay. Do you think people that can do a soul level, like no upgrade, soul level 1 Dark Souls playthrough without getting hit, do you think they're they've gotten good? Probably.
Yeah, I think those are like godlike people.
So getting good means running past literally everything and just learning the patterns of the boss. So like,
Is that not every boss? You have to learn the pattern?
I don't accept this, that the run up to the boss is part of it and you just need to get good. Getting good means you're just running through something aimlessly until you get to the boss.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would design around this, but I often think about Freebird in Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah.
Which is a very long song.
Yeah.
Like the first 5 minutes of that song
is boring,
stupid easy. Like you can go to sleep finishing it. Then that last 2 minutes, it's like, this is the boss fight. This is the final boss. Here we go. Are you expecting them to put a checkpoint in the middle of that song?
Yes, you should do that.
That's ridiculous.
And if you go into the practice mode, you can do that.
In the practice, sure, that's a different thing. When you actually have to do it, you have to do the whole thing in one. So is that not kind of the same situation here?
No, because putting a checkpoint near the boss is kind of like practice mode.
But then, but practice mode is outside of the main mode. Like you can't actually put a checkpoint in the middle of Freebird and just be like, all right, here we go. I'm going to play the second half of Freebird and it's going to count for me finishing the game.
I love that song. Freebird's one of the best songs ever made. I don't want to hear that opening over and over again. But
when you have to finish it, when you have to complete that song, you need to play it all in one.
Yeah, but I would rather not. Like, I don't ever need to hear that beginning part. Just immediately put me to that good part.
Well, okay. So then, if we're pro checkpoints, should every boss have a checkpoint inside the boss fight? Like after you take out half the health, they're going to put a checkpoint there, and you can just do the second half of the boss fight.
A lot of games do that, and honestly, as somebody who has a full-time job and a life, I love it.
Well, okay. So then, but there has to be a line at some point. You can't just be like, every time I hit the boss, I want a checkpoint.
I mean, if you're playing an old game on an emulator, you could save state. You could do that if you wanted to, I guess.
Right, but at games, if that was the case, if there was a thing where it's like, we're going to checkpoint every time that you take one step forward, it takes away any of the tension. And there needs to be some tension, otherwise the risk reward is imbalanced and the game will become boring.
Okay, that's fair. You're also in favor for an easy mode in FromSoft games.
I am.
Yeah. So this whole argument of it would make it easier, I think, is invalid if you think that there should be an easy mode.
Well, I think it then comes down to what is the line for you with the checkpoints? Like, there's no way you
just in front of even in front of a boss, just close. Don't make me do some stupid thing where I have to fight a mini boss before getting to the boss door.
Is that any different than a boss with 2 phases? Is that not a mini boss before the boss?
I think so, because a boss with 2 phases, even if it completely changes, for some reason, it just feels more of a cohesive unit or something, like a thing.
Let me pitch you this.
Okay.
Let's say it's Silksong, okay? You're doing the boss run to get to the boss.
Yep.
The entire time you're doing the boss run, the boss's health bar is on the screen, and it's in the background watching you. But you can't hit it until you finish the boss run section, whatever arbitrary
Has any game done that?
Is.
That's not a bad idea.
Because then, I would argue thematically that run back is inside the boss fight, right?
So Skull Pilgrim EX or X kind of does something not similar, but before you fight the boss, you have to fight all his shitty little minions or whatever every time, even if you die. So it's weird because in that way, I consider what you're saying true, where that is part of the boss fight. You have to fight his shitty minions and then he comes out. And in a way, I'm okay with that. There are some FromSoft bosses that kind of do something similar-ish as well. I'm not okay with just having to do this weird checkpoint run from really far back just to get to the point where I have to do that part over and over.
But if the health bar was on screen, you'd be fine with it because it's part of the boss fight.
So It's weird because if you die the first time on this boss, then the health bar appears for the first time, meaning that run back, it never existed before.
Let's say it's there the whole time.
Well, then, yeah, I consider that all part of the boss fight. And I will go further and say, if you have to fight like 100 dudes before the boss comes out, you should checkpoint before that boss. Still. Just because the quality of life is fucking terrible. Like, without that.
I also think the runbacks do suck, and I complained about Pepper Grinder. It's like the boss is hard enough. Let me have a chance at full health. I hate getting there with 1 health then, and especially the nice thing with Guitar Hero, like you said, with the practice mode, I can break that out and I can practice it. If I wanted to practice something like a boss that has a long run back, I can't do that. Games just don't have like a practice mode built in, especially like, Souls-like games. They don't want you to be able to like practice it too much. If I could practice it, then maybe there's an argument for like, okay, I've practiced each thing individually. Now let me put them all together.
Yeah. Right.
I also do think there should be a checkpoint before the boss. I don't think there should necessarily be a checkpoint inside the boss fight.
That's fair.
Unless the boss fight is like egregiously long. And that's kind of like its own thing.
I'm trying to think of specifically none of them are coming to me. I know we've all played one though, where it's like, I hate doing this part until we get to the actual fight.
Well, I could argue like Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth. Some of those boss fights near the end are really long because they start putting a lot of like cutscenes.
And they are technically one fight that whole time,
it is
too.
Technically, you're fighting one person.
That's right.
But we have to jump through 3 dimensions, and 3 different people need to get from this side of the room to that side of the room while it's exploding.
That sucks. Yep.
Yeah. And so I could understand putting some checkpoints there. But the runbacks, come on, give us a checkpoint afterwards.
Yeah. For the bosses,
I'm putting my gavel down. Not having the run back, no checkpoint. Like Silk Song, like Pepper Grinder, video game crime.
Yep. I don't have a gavel, but I have this zapper, so that'll be my gavel. Done.
And you're saying?
It's a crime, punishable by death.
Got it. If you want to send in a video game crime, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Blue Sky, the Discord channel, or Claire's P.O. Box. That's also how you can send in questions, and you'll sound like Jedi Master Evader.
Okay.
Who says, you're running from the police. You arrive at an intersection. There is a sign in each direction. One reads no outlet. One reads not a through street. And the third reads dead end. Which one do you take?
Okay. Here's my ignorance playing. What does no outlet mean? In terms of streets?
That means there's no like out. It doesn't let out to anywhere, like a cul-de-sac. Basically, all of these things mean the same thing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I guess not a through street. I don't know why.
I guess I would maybe do not a through street as well, just with the hopes of like, can I run between some buildings or something? Like, there is some semblance of a street here.
Yeah.
Maybe I can run into someone's backyard. I don't know what it is, but
there's like a psychological thing going where dead end means like this is obviously the worst case scenario, right?
This is where people go to die. This is where the dead people are, which is what'll happen if I go down there. Yeah.
And then no outlet is a very strong negative of no, like the word no is there.
Also so confusing. You didn't even know what it meant. So it's why on earth would I go down? Yeah, no, that makes no sense at all.
And then not a through street leads some ambiguity of like, well, is that just because they don't want traffic going through here, but you really can get through because it's like a closed neighborhood? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a weird question. It's a weird question. Let's see if Ace Viru does any better with this past weekend. I noticed a Mario movie themed soap at a store I was shopping in. It reminded me of that Minecraft Frosted Flakes was a thing, and Goku Reese's Puff. I didn't know that was a thing. The question this time, yeah, me neither. The question this time around is, what purchase have you made just for the fun of the IP media? I'm not talking scalper practices, getting Pokemon cards at McDonald's. I'm more so looking at purchases that just happen to be a bit of your personal interest. I have one. There was a series of energy drinks that were the E-Tanks from Mega Man, and I had no interest of actually drinking it, but I bought one.
All right. What'd you do with it?
It's a good question. I think I'm going to have to clean up a mess whenever I find out.
I don't know if I have any of these. Like in the past, like when I was drinking a lot more like pop or eating a lot more like junk food and stuff, I'm sure there was plenty. Like I remember like Halo Mountain Dew and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think there was like a 7-Eleven Slurpee that was called like, it was like Mountain Dew Pitch Black, and that might have been Darth Vader themed or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think I bought any of those specifically because I was like, oh, I like the series it's attached to, the franchise it's attached to. It was more just like, I like Mountain Dew. It happens to have Master Chief on it this week. And I'm trying to think recently if there's anything been like that, but I don't think I eat enough junk food. And, milk doesn't have a lot of these.
Do you remember when Mass Effect 2 came out? There was like a 7-Eleven meal or something, a hot dog you could buy that would give you a code for like a helmet or something.
I don't remember this at all. Okay. I'm not surprised.
I definitely did that.
I can't even imagine, like, okay, so like, did you have to ask? Like, did you have to look at this poor human in the eyes and say, is this the hot dog that comes with the Mass Effect helmet?
No,
that's the one I want, sir.
I think it just came on the box or whatever. I think it was just something like that. Let me find out how they did this, because I remember there was something like that, and I definitely did it back then.
How does that play out? Like, one hot dog, please. Sure, yeah. Oh, is this the one with the? Does this one come with the Mass Effect thing? And it goes, what? And then he hands you the hot dog in the box, and now you're looking at the box, and he's like, that'll be $150, and you're like, no, I need can I have the hot dog with the Mass Effect thing? And he goes,
surely it came with just like one of those crappy plastic like little tickets that you could like get a code on or something. They would just hand to you.
Okay, so okay, let's role play this. I'll be the hot dog guy. Go ahead.
So you're the one buying it, or you're the one?
I'm the one selling it. Yeah, let's see how you did this. Walk into the store. Come on, let's go.
Excuse me.
What was that? Speak up. I'm a little hard of hearing.
I'm sorry. I'm here for a hot dog. I want to buy a hot dog.
What?
How old was I? 20, I think.
Oh, hello, grown adult man. What can I get you?
I would like one hot dog I would like one hot dog with a Mass Effect helmet, please.
I don't. Is that? You want lottery tickets?
Mass Effect. It's a video game.
We don't sell video games. Actually, we did sell Halo at one point, but we don't do that anymore.
I think that was after this though. But
okay.
Oh man.
You want one of the hot dogs? It's only been on here for 2 days straight.
Just a side thing real quick. I remember going to the 7-Eleven to see what video games they had. It was all sports stuff at the one I had, so it was garbage, but I forgot they did that. No, I don't remember what they did, but there was definitely that Mass Effect 2, they were selling codes for like different stuff everywhere. They had different armor you could, if you bought it from GameStop or Best Buy or whatever. Like that game was big on that.
I'm brave enough to ask a regular, like normal person to look them right in the eyes and say, can I please have the one that has the game code for my space game, please? I'm an adult.
Sure.
I'm also an adult. I'm actually probably older than you.
It's weird because I also have that issue, but I don't think that's a thing kids these days have anymore because gaming is not the thing that only idiots do anymore.
Well, I don't think these deals even happen anymore, but this is kind of like one step worse than like going to McDonald's trying to get whatever toy and being like, oh, actually, I wanted this specific one, and having this minimum wage worker be like,
yeah,
okay. and have to like, get the box back out and dig around because you wanted like the specific character, which I'm sure they have to do pretty regularly.
Yeah. Yeah, I never knew growing up when like I actually cared about the McDonald's toys more that you could even ask. I thought you always just had to like take whatever they gave you. So I never did that.
Yeah, I don't remember ever asking again, but it's been so long since I was trying to get a toy from McDonald's, so I could be misremembering.
Yeah.
What the hell writes,
were we talking about?
What would your evil twin's name be?
Probably like Saul, because I think that's like a bad name in the Bible, right? And it's literally just one letter changed.
If I had did something to make you think I have any information about the Bible, I apologize.
Yeah, that's fair. Probably Saul.
Maybe Sean with like an H, like it's spelt differently.
Ooh, yeah.
Or if it's like a female, like Shauna.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Rasterman7 writes, for some reason, Spotify threw me an episode from TDP from 2012, so I'm recycling one of its questions. Okay. How many games have you tried to speedrun, and how did it go? This had some extra stuff that I didn't look at on the Discord, by the way. I don't know if you want to...
Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, just because I don't know that it'll...
I can do that.
And I don't remember what it was. I think he has answers.
Yeah, because we answered it 14 years ago. So you're not on this.
I started in 2013, I think, so.
No, I would have been a little later than that because it was when I moved down here. So I'm going to guess it was 2014.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so there's answers for me, Nathan, and Claire here. Looks like I have 2 answers, of which I was about to say none, but...
You have 2 Oh.
Well, there's a comma. There's commas that are not, blurred out.
I'm guessing one is Burnout, because I don't know what else you've played enough that you would want to keep playing it.
I don't think it's Burnout. The only thing I could maybe think of is at one point I looked at what Prince of Persia Sands of Time speedruns were like, and I was like, I wonder if I can do any of these tricks, and then I immediately couldn't. It was like, I'm not doing this. So that's the only thing that comes to mind, but I haven't tried, so let's see what I said.
Okay.
Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, brackets, quit after 10 minutes. Got it. Second one, Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands, brackets, went well. I don't recall that at all.
Oh, okay.
I'll just look at Nathan and Claire's answers. Nathan said Resident Evil Remake, under 3 hours.
Really? Weird. Okay. Interesting.
Metroid Prime, terribly.
Okay.
And Super Mario 64 pulled off a glitch.
Okay.
And the answer for Claire was, quote, the answer was just a couple and okay with no specific game mentions.
So I don't know how official it was, but I know Claire's tried or done a Ninja Gaiden run, maybe, or has thought of attempting it. So I don't know, like, if that's since or whatever. But weird. I didn't realize Nathan played through Resident Evil that way. Whatever. Interesting.
Okay. Next one from Phantom Aegis.
Mm-hmm.
Ahoy TV crew, the hosts. That's right. Yeah, you 4 have been abducted. Decided to fulfill your duty to. You have all been abducted. Decided to fulfill your duty to the world. A middle distance quadrathlon. Your opponents are 4 random kidnapped participating listeners of TDP. Here are the 4 options. Swimming 1.5 kilometers, cycling 40 kilometers, kayaking 8 kilometers, and running 10 kilometers. Of the hosts, who will do the swimming, cycling, kayaking, running? And then, you just basically have to do it.
I've never been kayaking before.
You've never kayaked?
Never kayaked. I've done all these other things, so I know how difficult they are, but I don't know how difficult kayaking is in comparison.
I mean, it's not easy.
Sure.
I mean, none of them are, the distance makes none of them that easy.
Yeah.
My weakest would probably be swimming, just because I swim so rarely that when I do it, I get tired immediately because my body's just not used to like doing all of that all at once.
Yeah.
My best would probably be like cycling and then running. I could probably also do kayaking. I mean, I could probably do the summit. So the cycling is long, but it's also cycling, so you kind of get like a break a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had to do one. Which one would you do?
Like I have my option for any of them.
Yeah,
cycling easily.
You the cycling. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what my second. What we have to assign Nathan and Claire.
I don't know which either of them would do. I have no idea.
Let's make Claire do swimming and Nathan can do kayaking.
Did Claire used to do swimming? I thought she did one of these, actually.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure. And so I guess Nathan's oh man, Nathan kayaking or running?
Running.
I have no idea which one would be better.
He has those toe shoes, so he's ready to go.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Is this the final question from Valcour? What's your favorite Ghibli movie?
Castle in the Sky.
Okay.
This is also their first one.
Was it?
I believe so. I think they did Nausicaa before that, but I don't think it was under the studio. Like, it wasn't called Studio Ghibli at the time. But I think Castle in the Sky is the first one.
Gotcha. I'm just looking up a list to make sure I didn't forget any before I give an answer here. God, there's so many. There's so many good ones. Holy shit. They did Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a sad movie.
Deliciously sad. There's so many good movies here. Holy shit.
That's going to do it for questions. If you would like to send in a question for next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Blue Sky, the Discord channel, or Claire's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Oh my god. Resident Evil Requiem.
Yeah, that seemed like an easy one for you.
Yeah.
And mine is Minishoot Adventures.
Nice.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back next week.
Bye.